And try to get to the bottom of this here, guys. Looks like he might be coming over to talk to us. See what we got going on here. See if we're able to make any sense of the stuff that's going on over here. How's it going, bud? You mind being on the camera? I'm on the Facebook Live. Yeah. Just for a heads up.
Yeah.
Is that okay? I'm just I went on to get onto the Zoom meeting.
Okay.
And I heard from other citizens that I'm not the only one that wasn't welcome in the Zoom meeting.
All right. So other citizens other than yourself can't get on the Zoom?
Yes.
And it wasn't because connectivity issues, they just wouldn't let you join?
Ask them. You know what I mean? We're waiting. They didn't let us join.
Okay.
I'm not the only one, you know.
All right, well.
But even though if I was the only one, why am I stripped of my right to join the Zoom meeting?
Right. Well,
I'm not allowed in there.
Right?
No, I understand.
We talked earlier.
Yeah.
What did I recommend? To seek some sort of legal advice?
Yeah.
Not from the police.
No, I'm not. No, but I'm asking why they're able to commit the crime of abuse of authority to strip me of my right to even attend the Zoom meeting when they've neglected the right to due process of the law and policies and procedures of our democracy in our municipalities.
That question is more appropriate for an attorney.
Yeah.
Why is it?
I've asked the town's attorney, and her advice is just to shut up. Okay. And then the advice to the selectmen is continue letting me do what I'm doing, and eventually I'm going to get in trouble.
Okay. Well, we worked together tonight to keep you out of trouble, right?
I appreciate that.
Okay, so
you did help. Yes, you did. So, only you. I was waiting for Wainwright to call me. Okay, well, Sheriff Wainwright said he was going to call, and he stripped me of that right.
Okay. Like I said, I have no control over what the sheriff does.
No, I understand. I also called 911, and they said McDonald would call me back.
Okay.
And that was a long time ago, and that's because I was waiting for a chaperone so I could attend the selectmen's meeting today.
Sergeant McDonald was working day shift, and then I'm working the evening shift, so that's why I called.
Yep, okay. But I had to call you guys, you know what I mean, right. And let you know I'm on my way down to the selectmen's meeting.
Right. When
I was waiting for a call to let me know if I can or can't go.
Right, and like we discussed, and you understood, and you may not agree with it, but when someone has bail conditions,
yeah, I just understand.
Go at an address or anything.
No, I understand. I just know that the chief or the sheriff Wainwright is hiding and evading responsibility, covering up the aiding and abetting of the abuse of authority here through the chief selectman William Flynn and his cohort cronies who continue, such as Ricky Emery, the selectman now, who I went to put in a recall on, and that was supposed to be a topic on the agenda as well, and that's why they don't want me here.
You know, and I've listened to you, right?
Yeah. No, you've been commendable. Okay, you're a sergeant.
Yep. He's literally like a general in the military. Okay.
Okay.
So I can't tell him what to do.
And I understand that.
And he does have he has a schedule. He has things.
I've given him the benefit of doubt. He's told me he's going to call. This has been years and no call from Wainwright.
So I can only speak for me and people I supervise.
And I appreciate you, Timothy Ontango, right? Sergeant Tim Ontango?
I called you, right?
Yes, you did. No, you were commendable. Yes, Corporal Murray's been very commendable, and he helped me with my mental health issues.
Okay, well, he's not working tonight, but he called me to see what was going on, and he
appreciate that.
I told him I talked to you, and he said to say hi to you.
I thank you guys very much. The two of you have been a huge help here in Brownfield, and I'd be at a real loss here if it weren't for the two of you guys at least creating some sort of communication with me.
Well, like I said, my job is not to judge anything.
Yeah.
Okay?
You haven't.
Investigate something, or we as a department, we investigate to try to find what the facts are.
I'm just at a loss how your sheriff isn't having you investigate this and why I'm told I'm not welcome and I'm ostracized. And I'm the only one in town who's a threat to this town. That's from Eric Walker saying that he'll be the first one to tell me they don't want me here. And I should leave and shut up. And I should move out of town.
Well, but I won't speak for other people.
No, I understand.
I can't do that. You know, it would be improper for me to speak.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, just like Brian Flynn, the former chief selectman's son, continues to rape and pillage our community.
Like I I said early in our conversation, I'll talk to you whenever you want to talk, but I can only speak for my actions.
Yep.
Okay? Or
I don't have nothing to say about you. Haven't done anything that I've got stuff to say about other people, and they're pleading the fifth. You guys aren't. The ones that aren't pleading the fifth are commendable. You know,
Well,
you're only doing your hands are tied. You're doing your job, but your job's to do what you're told.
Because it may surprise some folks, but truly, we definitely want the best for people. We want to do the best.
I feel that vibe from you. Some of them I don't though. Some of the people that have been sent to strip me of my rights through abuse of authority under color of law have proven differently. You see what I'm saying?
Like I said, then the only thing about you making claims about your rights being stripped, and I'm not saying they haven't. I'm not taking this opinion on that, but that, and
it's just weird how crimes could be committed. Yeah, but it's because of these criminals hide behind their impunity. Because of their elected positions, they've stepped up to take the responsibilities of. You see what I'm saying? But they've also sworn a code of ethics under oath that they've neglected sinfully, intentionally, time and time again. And that's Ricky Emery is asking me to step up to him so he could fight me in the building across the street at the town hall when I was presenting a recall against him, and he came to shut me up with the Board of Selectmen.
Well, like I said, we had a long conversation previous to now.
So your sheriff knows next week I expect the chaperone to be at the Selectmen's meeting next week.
What I will send the sheriff.
Because I do have that right to the Maine state law. But that's ignorance of the laws being...
What did we talk about your bail conditions?
No, and I understand that.
You have to go and see if the court will allow a visit to have that happen.
For sure.
So you don't violate. Because we don't want anybody to violate.
Neither does the judge. The judge just isn't aware that this is an issue of impropriety that's been presented to the court. But the DA is ignorant of that as well because they haven't received all the witness statements, and they're also pleading the fifth as well.
But as
the
far
district
as bail
attorney.
Conditions go,
no, I understand that tyrannical tactic. I know that.
You have to go to the court where they sit.
Yep, that's a colonizer mentality that enforced that law to be put into play. You see what I'm saying? It's an imperialistic threat. That's what that is. But I understand. I'm gonna deal with the imperialistic threats in our community.
I know that people have been successful in changing bail conditions. Okay?
Yep.
But it has to be agreeable. I believe you and them.
Yeah.
Now,
they'd have to have some type of mediation already, and it's been years.
That's the court thing.
But I understand. I know the right. I know my rights, and I know the law. But the selectmen keep saying ignorance of the law is their excuse, and then they put it on the Secretary of State and the Maine Municipals Association for the intentionally portrayed miscommunication that the Board of Selectmen continues to carry on in our community.
I will tell you this. If you get something that allows you to go over there, okay?
Then I have your protection to do so.
We can do like a peace officer detail or something to go with you to deal with that.
Yep.
We will do that.
Have I ever given you a hard time? Have I ever given you any issues? So I'm at a loss.
I think.
You see how I'm at a loss. They say I can't communicate. Have I ever spoken with you and attempted to communicate with you?
Well, yeah. The thing I noticed, you're passionate about what your cause.
Yeah. So but I'm passionate to the point where I'm upset that the due diligence of those who sworn an oath to do such haven't done so.
And when people they're passionate about something, they sometimes emotional.
We have every right.
Well, what I'm saying.
You see what I'm saying? And a citizen has every right to be passionate in a selectmen's meeting, even.
Right. And
we have every right.
You become vocal. Because I know
it's in the best interests of this legislative body, or else I wouldn't be attending to it.
So maybe that happened. You're not emotional, but you're passionate about these things.
No, you're correct. Yeah.
You get,
I'm very strongly, passionately convicted.
You want to talk a little louder so they can hear you.
Well, because I've heard what they said, and it's a broken record what they're pitching to me to shut me up. You see what I'm saying? This is years and years. This isn't nothing new, but they're making it like I don't hear what they say.
Right. We as police don't have any control over that. We can't enforce what.
No, I understand that. Some individuals believe that them as police do have that authority, though. You see what I'm saying? To strip me, to continue carrying on unethically and
There's
favoritism.
A lot of things that the police are asked to do that we don't have authority to do.
Yeah.
Just because folks don't understand that we don't have that.
Yep.
You know?
I'm just wondering why, you know what I mean? The sheriff isn't attending to the investigation.
I can't speak for the sheriff.
No, I'm not asking you to.
I can speak if
I'm just saying in general, you know?
If I stopped you for running a stop sign, I could tell you
Isn't
why
it the duty to investigate, though, the sheriff's department, to investigate these things?
If there's a crime reported, we are.
So I've reported the crime to the sheriff. I don't know how many times before I made an issue of it, but then they made an issue of it by threatening me and saying that they're going to shut me up and they're going to force me to leave Brownfield, Maine, and I'm not welcome here.
Well, I don't think the sheriff said that to you.
One of them did, but I'm not going to get into that.
Not the sheriff.
No, Wainwright. No, he's pleading the fifth. You know, he hasn't said a word. He hasn't made a peep. More quiet than a church mouse, like he doesn't exist. That's what Wainwright.
Well, I'll tell you
I don't believe he exists. I think he's a fictional character that
He exists.
no, but you know, he doesn't, because he doesn't show his face, not to his constituents, the legislative body, the taxpayers, the informed citizens who's asking him to attend to his duties, and he's not, and he's pleading the fifth, just like the selectmen hiding behind their impunity. That's Wainwright, the sheriff, as well.
What I will do, when I'm done, I will send the sheriff an email saying we spoke and you were still anxious for a response.
I got emotional distress. This is a serious mental health issue. You don't have to sugarcoat it. I'm waiting for them to do the right thing. I'm doing the right thing.
Well,
and then some.
I'm here. Are you all set?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going anywhere. I just want to, maybe somebody wants to come over, talk to me. I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm not going over there.
If you're in distress, I'm here to help you. Okay?
Well, I am. But how can you help me?
Well,
if I am in distress, no lie. You know I am.
If you, well, I'm saying
it's emotional distress.
Crisis or something like that.
I would have been if I didn't speak with you later. I'd be locked up right now. I'd be seeing the judge in the morning if I didn't speak with Timothy on Tango.
Point that you want to go to talk to a counselor or something, we can.
You say I don't want to get arrested, but I want to go for a ride with your son. Is that possible? You see what I mean? So I could get out of Dodge and get out of my head. Yeah. The snowball effect. Some people are committing suicide or overdosing, all kinds of stuff.
Too many.
But that's what I'm attending. That's why I'm so passionate. You see what I'm saying? And so strongly convicted in my faith and to attend to this.
Is just because you go in a
I know these people that are doing these, dying left and right and everywhere, not just here in little old Brownfield, Maine. But little old Brownfield, Maine is the front line to our countries. You see what I'm saying? That's the municipalities, and they're failing us left and right. They don't know about we, the people, forming a more perfect union.
Well, that's why I'm saying to you or anybody that's on Facebook Live, if you stream that or whatever.
Yes, it's live. There's a bunch of people watching now.
If anybody needs help, please don't look at the police as an enemy.
They're not. Okay? I know that.
If someone sincerely has nowhere to go, nowhere to turn, there's some things we can do to facilitate it, but it also means it's a partnership between whoever's calling for help and us.
Yep. Be totally transparent. Call 911. Say I need help.
I need help.
Don't worry about calling nothing else. 911. Okay.
But the stigma is people, sometimes we'll have rescue assist us because
that's
going in a police vehicle. Sometimes the people think that they did something wrong.
That's mental health. That's trauma and stuff. Understandable. Yeah.
And sometimes, just for say you say, hey, I want to bring you to the hospital. Yeah, jump in. I take you right to Bridgeton.
Yep.
You didn't do anything wrong, but that's the best. That's the speediest thing to get you where you need to be.
I'm all about it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
I
don't mind going. I don't mind getting in these vehicles. I can't fit in them. When the handcuffs are on me, it's no fun because I don't have circulation in my wrists. My hands start going numb.
But don't look at us. I mean, yeah. Sometimes we have to be. If somebody did a crime or an assault, sometimes we have to
miscommunication. It could be. You see what I'm saying? But you guys don't know for sure until the full investigation. All the due diligence and due process of law presents all the case.
And you're absolutely right. All that comes into play, and then
So put faith and try to find somebody in your local law enforcement that you could communicate with that doesn't just brush you aside
The
and tell you to
most
shut
important
up.
thing between the police and the people we protect and serve is trust.
Yep.
But it's
You're
too-
gaining mine more and more,
you
Tim.
know?
I appreciate it, man.
So,
For real, too. You see what you know? I won't bullshit you. I'll tell you what I'm
Well,
thinking.
and
You know that.
and I appreciate
And
it.
I
But don't
appreciate
want-
it a lot, man.
Yeah,
It means
I don't-
more than you know.
Sometimes
Because we're
I
out
have
here
to-
alone. There's threats coming at not just me. I'm not intimidated. I'm afraid and intimidated that I will in fact assume authority and become the threat and assume authority over the ones threatening me.
Right, but always remember,
This is domestic terrorism. So always remember the Second Amendment says I can. But I'm always remember the first is what I'm utilizing.
and clear
Do you see what I'm saying? I don't need no Second Amendment. I'm the First Amendment all the time. You could check me. These selectmen are fighting so that they could have the guns on them so they could shoot me specifically. They said so in a meeting. But I could go on and on about this
You
stuff.
don't want that to happen either.
Well, the selectmen do, and they're voting it in, my friend, and it's documented and recorded in meeting minutes even.
So,
See, the second over the first. That's per Eric Walker, Ricky Emery, and the former board of selectmen's regime. And we'll get to the bottom of that collusion and cronyism as well.
in this job, for me, I don't tolerate politics being used.
And they are.
I don't,
They are amongst some of your. You see what I mean? That's been being used. People been doing favoritism, conflicts of interest, and everything.
no one is better than anyone else.
There's the Ricky Emery, Richard Norcross. They're leaving. Hey guys, you guys up for talking at all?
No, don't harass them.
No, I'm not. Richard Norcross usually they were talking to me
I know.
until Ricky Emery said don't. Oh, and then John Hicks. So they're all leaving now. They waited till the end, but they're not coming over to talk. They're just pleading the fifth, leaving, hiding behind their impunity after forcing me to shut up under threat of arrest to not attend the selectmen's meeting, which they also didn't let me join the Zoom meeting. They had the opportunity to come over and talk to me. You saw that too, though, right? I'm over here. They all left. They know I'm waiting for them. You see what I'm saying? They said, shut up.
I'm just glad we had a conversation earlier.
No, you saved the day for me anyways. I would have been seeing the judge in the morning, but then that's a speedy trial. You see what I'm saying?
Misconception that we want to arrest and throw people away.
I don't think that. I think those who abuse their authority under color of law do utilize that. You see what I'm saying? I wish you could see his body language and his face. I wish I had that. I should have got his face and everything that he just did. But that was Ricky Emery just left. He's cowering like a coward, hiding. But he'll be held accountable, but through the policies and procedures of our democracy. You see what I'm saying? But it's drains citizens for forever since before our country started. You see what I'm saying?
I understand that we have freedom of speech, and that's why
They obviously don't want my freedom of speech to be acknowledged here in Brownfield, Maine. The dictatorship, the select board, the select men.
And it's difficult.
How come it's men? Select men. You see what I'm saying? That's why we have this issue, because that's a colonizer mentality. How come it couldn't be a select woman, a matriarch, who says who the chief is? You see what I'm saying?
There are select women.
But it's not in the language. You see what I'm saying? So they're false entities because it's not in the language. So it's all like a joke. You know what I mean? Because of language. How come we can't read between the lines and know what's what? Some people can. You see what I'm saying? But some people use those languages to sway things the way they want to fit their colonizer mentality and imperialistic agendas.
If we could somehow figure out a way to have a civil conversation, or
I'm up for it at all time. I'm here right now. Right. We're doing it. You and I are doing it. They could be as well.
In someone and it's not you, and it's
politics.
There's a lot of people that have bail conditions that they can't go to a certain address.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that after talking to you, you didn't go there because
you don't need
well,
I was under the impression that I was able to go today. You see what I'm saying? Because I called the sheriff
Right.
and everybody, 911, everybody told them
Right. Well,
that I have a right,
this-
and I'm expecting my right to be
Right, but we
acknowledged
as
and respected and defended.
Right.
Life, liberty, and the
police-
pursuit of
It
happiness.
doesn't matter what the rank the police officer or sheriff or state trooper has.
Yeah.
We can't. If there's something said that you like, I'm talking about bail conditions. Unless it specifies, which some do, it'll say can go to this with a police escort. If it said that, then we can do that.
Well,
If
no, it
doesn't
says
say
it in
that-
the state of Maine's laws that they cannot do this without having that option presented to me. You see what I'm saying? So make sure you look at the language so
Well-
you know too.
But it's what it's written on that.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse. No, that doesn't hold. That don't hold weight because that paperwork goes to court and the judge sees that it's an appearance of impropriety.
Well, it's just like
You see what I'm
and
saying?
you
I
don't
could
have a
defend
protection
that.
order.
Yeah.
But I'll just say
They're
like
saying I do. They're
a-
saying I have restraining orders and everything. Willie Tracy's telling everybody that I'm not welcome to get involved with anything
you
and
have
that
trespass.
I can't go swimming at the town beach when he's there
I know you have trespassing.
at the town beach.
I don't know the exact address. I'd have to look. I don't believe it. I don't
It's
know.
these two buildings here. It's the town office and the town community center. That's what's on,
What you have to understand
unless they're new ones.
is, and all people that are watching this, if somebody has bail conditions, those are conditions. If we go with you and there's not a blurb in there that allows you to go back,
Yeah.
we are allowing you to commit a crime in our presence. We
Yeah.
can't do that. And
But a
same-
crime's being allowed to be committed by stripping me of my right to be there in the
That's-
first place. You see what I mean? So that's
but
why
that's for the
people,
court of law, though.
but people wonder why I don't care, like what you're saying there. I understand that, but that holds no weight when the point that I've made has been misunderstood. You see what I'm saying? Because that holds no weight in the first place to put a trespass on me. Because the trespass was put on me by the former Chief Selectman William Flynn in his tyrannical tactic to shut me up because I put a topic on the agenda of his bullying and intimidation tactics, which this is it right here, the abuse
Well,
of
and it
authority,
comes-
sending the sheriff after me to shut me up under
And it-
threat of arrest.
Well, and it comes back to you probably need an attorney that knows these.
Yeah, but Sid, that's my thing, and I'm going to change case law. We do not need an attorney.
Well, no, you
We
don't
need
you
an
can represent
advocate.
yourself.
We need an advocate and an overseer of the poor who attends to the oaths they've sworn to uphold.
But you mentioned an advocate. That's what an attorney does.
Well, I'm an advocate.
I mean, and you can represent.
I'm
yourself.
advocating for the other victims, so
But
they're
there's
going to
so many,
learn from
like,
my ignorance and then hold them
procedural
accountable
things that
through
you
the
don't
mistakes
know
I
about,
make.
don't know about.
Through any mistakes I make, the other victims are going to be able to learn from them, and then they're not going to make those same mistakes because I'm going to advocate for them
And
as
you-
well
Just so I know,
in court.
when it was Friday, right? You
Yeah.
went down there and you were arrested by Sergeant Matt Baker.
Yes, after the municipal clerk and the other two selectmen said that they were going to talk to me about the recall, and then Ricky Emery showed up, forced me to shut up, and threatened to fight me in the building. Tried to block my way out of the place. I asked him to move, and he started step, shut up, trying to instigate me and antagonize me into a fight, just like he always keeps doing. And then he just antagonized me when he left.
Okay, so
Thinking
you-
it's funny.
You were arrested, and then for what were you arrested?
I was arrested because I went there for the recall and attending to my duties. Oh, I don't even know. Nobody read me my rights or anything. I don't have a clue.
Were you previously on bail prior to Friday?
No, I didn't pay bail. I stayed in court.
Okay,
I saw the judge. I stayed in jail until I saw the judge. There was no bail.
But you didn't plead guilty. There wasn't
No, I didn't plead guilty, and nor did I ever. But the district attorney said I did, and that was a lie to the judge.
Well, just so you know,
I never pled guilty because I'm not guilty. Period. End of story.
There is.
There's no
Paperwork from the
confidentiality
state of Maine
I'm going to
showing that
sign.
you're bail.
These guys are going to be held accountable in a court of law.
So,
This is going to trial, and they're going to be held accountable.
and that's your right. Go to trial.
Yeah, no, that they're forcing me. You see, I'm here to talk to them, so we don't have to, so that I can follow the policies and procedures of our democracy and attend to the mediation for our legislative body's best interests to end this miscommunication. So you guys aren't here wasting your time. This is taxpayer dollars. You could be
Well,
doing something else too.
I can And a lot of this, all I can do is listen.
Yeah.
And
But you could
try
spread
to
the word
understand.
that somebody might hear it, you know?
But with all the things, and I can't give people, no officer can give legal advice.
Yeah, no, not legally.
Not
Technically, rather. Technically. Legally, they can.
If I was in your
But we're talking about what law?
If I was in your shoes, I would be getting some sort of an attorney to help me navigate this.
Yeah, well,
That's what I would
there's
do.
other people's attorneys are watching this, and they'll be dealing with them. Their attorneys will be watching all the stuff I'm doing, utilizing the ammo that the selectmen gave me from abusing their authority under color of law.
But you did say you had some positive. What town was that?
Oh, in Freiburg, we've got a lot more forward momentum for sure with the civics classes through the Maine Municipal's Literacy
That's a
Project.
right?
Yes, so the future generations of our youth will be educated so that this isn't a miscommunication anymore. And our selectmen, the municipalities, will no longer be able to put the blame on our state, which has the resources readily available if they'd simply reach out for them. The selectmen of Freiburg, Maine have, and I commend them for that. We're going to learn over there how to attend to this issue in Brownfield. Some of the youth in Brownfield attend Freiburg Academy and other resources Freiburg has.
Well, the positive vibes you're getting is probably only going to help, right?
Yeah. I just at a loss how Brownfield's shading these positive vibes, you know what I mean, that we've brought to town here as well, to include the permaculture skate park and all the efforts to boost morale and the community outreach events that everybody's been invited to, open to the public.
Just so I could, if you could summarize, what would you, if I was magic and I could change it, what would you like to see Brownfield do?
Allot us our right to those Maine Municipal's literacy projects, civics classes, get the youth on board with those resources to educate them in civic engagement and all the stuff that they're saying the citizens are miscommunicating with the municipalities. They're not attending to their duty to inspire us to get involved with civic engagement.
Supported you doing that? That would be the end of everything?
Yeah, I'm not bothered. That's what it's been the whole time. I was getting involved with citizens asked me to step up to the plate to do this stuff. And my passion is permaculture, so that's what I was able to bring as my pursuit of happiness. Those are my talents and stuff that I have to give, you know. I could feed the village with educational resources and permaculture principles being inoculated.
What do you expect the town of Brownfield to support you in as far as just giving you
really no support at all, just not stripping me of my inalienable rights. You see what I'm saying? I don't need their permission. I could do it without their permission.
Now, a lot of this stuff I have no control over, but I'm just curious to know if we could fix things with you in Brownfield.
Yeah.
So there was no more drama. You know.
Yeah, they're calling it. They're not elaborating what they're upset about. Okay. You see, they haven't elaborated. What we would need is a public disclosure hearing. That's what we would need, because they're not letting anything be heard, or just stop trying to hold me accountable for stuff I have nothing to be accountable to.
Okay. What I can speak of, I was called, I don't know, quite a while ago, because you were in the meeting and being allegedly.
That's a lie. I have it documented and recorded as well. You see, that's intentionally portrayed propaganda. Right. They don't know the laws.
But you appreciate this. If the town is conducting their meeting, selectmen's meeting.
I see where you're going. I've heard it a million times.
No, I'm just,
Yeah.
So if the town they're trying to, say you and I had a business, okay?
Yeah.
And
this is for everybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
I hear you.
Say whoever's watching, we're in the business.
Yeah.
And we meet and we're trying to conduct business because we have to pay bills or we have to order plywood to do this.
Yep.
And we have to get this hammered out at the end of the meeting. And we only have 2 hours to get this done and a solution so we can move on. The logistics.
Yep.
And then we have somebody that comes in.
Waits to the last. Somebody who asked to be the last topic on the agenda, right, to end what you're talking about. I'm just saying. You see what I'm saying? I know.
Through the glasses of our business, you could understand that we're trying to say, okay, we need to have Ted, go and order that. Okay, we're gonna send the
Yeah.
purchase order to do
That's
that, and then there's something else, and it takes up
Yeah.
the time, and nothing gets done in that
Yeah.
that helps the business,
Yep.
because you have to look at the town as a business.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
they're
what I've
trying to run
done.
the business.
This has been going on long before I gotten involved, and all this whole time, all it's been is a tea and crumpet meeting, and all they've done is reword all of the things they continue to put as votes.
But you
that they keep-
understand
No,
what
I do.
they're trying to say, to carry out town business.
Yes, but that what you're saying holds no weight in
Well,
this
I'm saying,
situation here.
When I try to deal with something, I try to look at the other side.
Yeah.
To see what the
Well,
other
that's
side
why you guys should watch the videos before assuming. You see what I'm saying? And listen to all the recordings and the meeting minutes and to see how unethically they've portrayed it in the meeting minutes.
Right, but
And it doesn't match the documented meeting minutes in the recordings.
Right, but you could appreciate.
The policies and procedures of democracy. Yes, I can.
If we're trying to do a meeting, and not to downplay
A legitimate meeting when you pledge allegiance to the flag before the selectmen's meeting, yes.
Yeah,
But
we're
that
trying
doesn't
to do-
happen here in
we're trying to do a
Brownfield.
business.
Not in Brownfield. You guys might. Brownfield selectmen are not trying to do a business here
Okay, well,
in Brownfield,
I'm
Maine.
So
That's wrong.
if we were in business,
Yeah,
we're
if a
trying to do
town
a
like
business
Freiburg
meeting-
was trying to do a business meeting, I would go about it just as I do in Freiburg.
right?
You see what I'm saying?
But you can understand where.
No, I can't. I can't understand why this is allowed to be a miscommunication that
Well, I'm
this
doing-
needs to be spoken of, because that's not
I'm
the.
talking about a hypothetical. You and I are in business.
No,
We're
I
trying
know,
to
but
get-
that's their hypothetical that they're trying to present as what's happening here, that I've been disruptive. When that's so the furthest thing from the case, they've been disruptive by putting me as a topic on the agenda themselves and dragging me
and
into
I've
here.
heard your side of it.
And then interrogating me with the town's lawyer. I could go on and on, but this
I
is
understand, but-
this is an emotional distress that right now this is fueling my emotional distress because of this abuse of authority. You see what I'm
There's-
saying?
well,
Because of the
there's an old saying,
miscommunication.
And I probably get it wrong, but walk a mile in my shoes or
Yeah.
walk a mile in my moccasins
Yep.
to understand
Been here 16 years attempting to get involved, so
Right.
that I understand.
what I'm saying.
I
is,
was walking and
It could just be we're not seeing each other's point here.
who, me, you,
Everybody involved.
William
I
Flynn.
think you and I.
Yeah, William Flynn knows what's going on, and so does Ricky Emery and Eric Walker,
But what I'm
because
saying
they've
is,
done this intentionally.
If the town calls the sheriffs and says
Abuse their authority under color of law and lie through intentionally portrayed propaganda through a 911 call, which is documented and recorded as well, and which is why I'm wondering why that hasn't been investigated. Right from the beginning, when this all started, not one investigation has been done to elaborate what's going on.
if you're
They
a
know
business
that the investigation's been done, but they want me to shut up.
owner, if you're a selectman or a business owner, you call the police and say, "I've got a disruptive person. We can't conduct business."
You investigate to see if that's true or not.
We
That's what you do.
investigate, And if
And
they
that
say-
hasn't been done.
If they say, "Hey, could he leave because he's
Yeah.
disruptive?" We'll ask you to leave.
If there was an investigation, that would be great, but there's never been an
But-
investigation here in Brownfield, Maine.
And the investigation would be if you ended up getting a criminal charge, then we're going to investigate. So you told someone that you asked them to leave, he didn't leave. Okay, statement. Give me a statement. What happened?
You asked them to leave, you didn't leave. Where's your right to say that to a citizen who's presenting a topic to the agenda, following through with their civic duty to civic engagement?
Again, it's the perception. If they perceive
I
it
understand.
disruptive, it's all about.
They didn't perceive disruptive. They perceived that they want me to shut up, and I'm not. That's a fact and already been
Well, it's
proven.
What I'm saying
But
is
the-
about perception
Yeah.
is
Perception's funny when
Same.
it's an appearance of impropriety being presented as perception and assumptions to the judge.
it's about how if somebody receives this is not about
Yeah.
anything with you.
But see, this doesn't, this go, what you're saying, that works for the municipalities, but if it's a citizen calling upon that right, that's not allotted.
No,
So it
it's a lot.
doesn't, not to
You
me.
have a friend at your house that's
No, not to me.
disruptive.
They're being disruptive by not following the policies and procedures of our democracy. And they're neglecting the codes of ethics they've sworn to uphold, and they're committing crimes that include abuse of authority under color of a law, and it's allowed. And it's known because it's been investigated.
when we look at something, we look at, is this person an authorized person? Like, say you have.
I'm authorized, so that's
Say the
we
laundromat.
okayed that. I'm authorized. Yep.
Right, say the laundromat right here.
Yep.
Say you're here, and the owner of the laundromat says, "Yeah."
Say
not
it's
you,
an
somebody
elected
else is being
official who
disruptive.
has a personal vendetta. They must recuse themselves. So there's the end of that story.
Now, if-
That's the end of the line of
Hear
that
me out,
conversation.
the example we discussed. Okay.
I know
Say
it.
the
I've
owner
heard
of
it a
the
million
laundromat.
times.
Say somebody is in the laundromat, like living in the laundromat. Well, the owner could say, "You can't live in here. I want you out."
Yeah. If
That's
they don't
his
have
right as the
any,
owner.
if they don't have any verbal agreements or contracts or
Right.
saying otherwise.
Or if someone's doing their laundry
Yep.
and they become disorderly, there's other people and they start swearing and throwing things around.
Yeah.
That's disorderly.
Yep.
So the owner could say, "I don't want you here."
Yep.
That's their right as the owner.
So how does that pertain to the selectmen of Brownfield, Maine,
Well,
stripping
when
a
they're
citizen
running-
of their right?
When they're in the meetings and they're trying to conduct business, they're kind of an authorized person of that.
Yep. And when they
That's-
have an agenda and there's a topic on it, how does that policy and procedure work?
If they perceive
A citizen has their time, allotted
a
time,
citizen can, they have their time, and, I'm
and
not
they
gonna get
can't be
into the weeds
interrupted
on it,
and
but-
told to shut up and interrogated while it's their time to speak.
Right. If they perceive
Well, that's-
that the meeting is being delayed or it's a little disruptive, they can call and say.
Well, that's why they make sure they put individuals like myself as the first topic on their agenda, so they could utilize that excuse to force us to shut up.
Okay, but you have to. That's nothing that the police have any authority.
You have to understand that the police have to investigate that fact,
Okay, what-
and that's what's happening here in Brownfield, Maine.
okay, that would be like a civil rights violation that an attorney would look into.
Or just a citizen keeps practicing their inalienable rights and just keeps having abuse of authority, even from those who sworn an oath to protect and serve.
Right. But it's not. It wouldn't be the job of a police officer to do it.
Be a job of the police officer to make sure that the codes of ethics and the Constitution isn't being sinfully disgraced.
We uphold the Constitution.
Not in Brownfield.
You know,
The Constitution is what I'm defending here, and it's being disgraced.
but
That's
you
a
have-
fact, and it's not debatable.
But you know, you have your living. There's always two sides to everything, and maybe even three sides to things sometimes.
Yeah, there's laws too, but they don't pertain to our municipalities because of impunity. And they could just keep telling the DA to stretch it out until a citizen shuts up.
But you have to understand, the police don't investigate this kind of thing. It would be an internal. I mean, an attorney.
Yeah, but
That
they
would
investigate the
investigate
claims
civil
that
rights.
the accusers are accusing the accused of.
Because your
They're
claim
supposed
is
to
that
investigate
the
that.
town of Brownfield is not allowing you to exercise your rights.
They're not. Didn't they call you today? Make sure I'm not allowed in there.
They didn't call today.
Well, but they're making sure I'm not allowed in there. They
The only
had me
one that
arrested
called was
Friday.
you when I called you and said, "Hey,
They called Friday, had me arrested Friday.
I wasn't
No,
there,
but
right?
you should.
I don't know. I know it happened. But
I
don't
just know it's a broken record, and I'm just sitting. There's other victims waiting for the chief to do or the sheriff Wainwright to get his act together and attend to the
Like I said,
investigations that you're saying happens
you
through
are a
the Oxford
citizen
County
and you
Sheriff.
have a right to speak to the sheriff.
But he
I'm not the
does.
sheriff.
I know I have a right to speak with him, but he also has a right to plead the fifth and hide behind impunity, which is what Wainwright is doing to this day at this point in time right now.
So I can't, like I said earlier, I can't speak for other people.
I understand that.
Why? If you reached out to somebody,
I feel like if you were the chief, I would have got a call.
well,
Would I have? If you were
anybody
the
that wants to
sheriff,
call, I call.
if you were the sheriff, I said, "Hey, this is Vinny Carbone. I'm going to the meeting. I'm at a loss. I got to figure this out."
Anybody that I get a message to call, I call.
You would,
I've done it since.
and
I
it hasn't
started.
happened. And I see what I mean.
I
So we need a new sheriff.
Well, I'm not here to encourage any of that.
I am. I'm saying, where's Wainwright? And he's not here
Okay,
for
so-
years. I haven't heard a word from him. But
Okay,
he's
and I
saying
said
he's
I will-
investigating this.
I will send him an email that you
I'm at a loss.
desperately want to talk to him.
He should desperately want to talk to me. I'm not desperately want to talk to him. I'm at a loss of how he's not doing his job.
I will send him an email.
I don't need to
asking
talk to him. He could keep neglecting his duties. I don't care. I'm going to see him in court. I'm not desperately I'm desperately defending the Constitution.
Okay, I believe
Passionately so.
Since you're on live, I won't ask you your particulars and your phone number. I think I have your phone number. He
Yep.
called you. So I will pass that to him,
Appreciate it.
okay, in an email.
Yep.
Okay? And I'll do that right after we're done here.
Appreciate it, man.
Not to say he's not working now, so he's probably not going to read it tonight.
I know. You would think he would.
Okay?
This issue is festering, and he knows it, and he's not attending to it. You see what I mean? So everything you just said to me, say it to him, because that's who it pertains to.
I will send him a message to have him.
You see what I'm saying? This is very disruptive in Brownfield, Maine, that the duties aren't being upheld, that he swore an oath to uphold.
So just so I know, you're asking if I had a magic button
With the
with
sheriff.
first with Brownfield,
Okay.
it would be that they would support you in.
No, not even support me in anything. Just allow my right to be heard so that the legislative body can hear what I'm saying.
Okay, so
I'm not trying to be a dictator. They want me to be a dictator like
you
them.
want to get your message out about.
I want to be allowed to volunteer and attend a civic engagement in my duty to it. It's community service. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best citizen in the world. I owe my community in the world community service. And it's my duty as an American, which I pledge allegiance to the flag, to attend the civic engagement.
That's your motivation.
Yeah.
You're
And
not
my
trying to
faith
cause
in my
anybody-
creator
You're
that
not-
says all of this.
But you're not trying to cause hate and discontent.
Do you think I am?
I'm just asking.
No, not whatsoever. I'm here to communicate. They are, when they're pleading the fifth,
So
hiding.
if Brownfield would at least let you hear you out,
Yep.
and you're civil, that might
And the miscommunication.
and have a discussion about that.
Yes, and then the citizens of Brownfield, Maine, and the legislative body who don't know me, who are going by the intentionally portrayed propaganda and defamation of character and slander on my name, would understand that none of that is true.
And
You see what I'm saying?
But you also understand that no matter whatever where you want them, if it involves money or anything like that, they have.
You see me asking? I'm asking
No,
for
I'm just saying,
communication, my friend. I would have called a lawyer if
Right.
I'm looking for money. I've got them on so much stuff. It's not funny to sue them.
What
All
I'm
of
saying
them.
is that if they,
Every one of them.
whatever your plight is that you describe to them, and you discuss this,
Yep.
with them, with everything, prices, they have to watch what they spend, and so if they
Yeah,
deny
but they
spending
take the
something-
money out of the general fund to carry on their bidding. I understand what you're saying.
Well, I mean,
It's very draining hearing this conversation because Brownfield doesn't attend to you see what I'm saying?
Well, I
This
know,
doesn't happen in Brownfield.
but believe it or not, as much as there are people in there that are trying to do the best
Some
thing,
people, no doubt. That's a fact.
there are people trying.
Has
to do the
everybody
best
in
for the
there
town
said that
Brownfield.
I'm not welcome there? Has every town employee said they don't want me here?
I haven't had every town employee tell me that.
But do you see what I'm saying? So some people want me to help. It's a bunch of. How come I'm not allowed to volunteer at the transfer station?
Well, and that's the thing,
How come I can't clean up?
with the town though in general, there's a lot of moving parts that, like me, talking to the public, I'm not aware of.
Yeah, no, but I'm aware because I'm getting involved speaking to these individuals who need the help and that I could lend a hand.
So, as far as.
But I'm not welcome. I'm not allowed.
Whatever they do over there, sometimes it's not as easy as I might think it is.
I
There's a lot
understand.
of moving
And that's
parts
why
that
citizens present the topic to the agenda. You see what I'm saying? To clear that
I
miscommunication.
understand.
I know the policies and procedures. They're just playing with us. I've done everything that one should do,
So,
There's nothing more I could do. I've exhausted every option. And then now they're saying they're thinking that I'm stepping on toes when they've left me to go up the chain of command. I never did. You see what I'm saying? When did I bother you? When did you hear from me?
well, if there was something I could tell you and guide you in the right direction to get answers, I definitely would do that. But
No, I'm not asking.
I'm at a
You
loss.
already did just by letting me know that I'm cared for. You're not everybody in your shoes. Not everybody that swore an oath to uphold what you swore an oath to uphold and wearing that badge is out to get us.
No,
I know that, but
No.
you know also some are, because they're human, and human nature.
well, the thing is,
You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who they are. We all fall short.
No matter what profession you discuss, you're gonna have good guys, and you've got bad guys.
Yep.
It's the nature.
But
of the beast.
as citizenship, when you swear to an oath to uphold a code of ethics, You're saying that you're going to be a role model of what a citizen should be.
Ethics is a difficult thing to.
I know, because it's a funny language, because what does that mean? You'll get a lot of different opinions and assumptions of what ethics are.
It's good to have strong ethics, but how do you teach ethics?
How do you explain them? How do you have to raise a child up in the way they should go? You see what I'm saying, buddy? Civics, K through 12, main literacy project's going to help us.
And I know you're not saying this, but I can't enforce.
I'm trying to raise children like myself so we don't get into issues like this, you know?
Arrest somebody for bad ethics.
Yep. No, I know.
It'd be a crime. It'd have to be a violation.
Yeah, even in more immoral things, you can't arrest.
People could be arrested for ethics. I mean, at our level, there are ethics violations.
That's a different story, and I'm going to attend the ethics issues with some of the characters. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother conversation.
Ethics, it's an ethical thing.
Yeah, there's a lot more topics to address. I'm just hoping to clear up this miscommunication and giving these guys the benefit of the doubt to do the right thing, and they're not. So I'm left that. I've given them every option now. You see, so I can't feel bad when I hold them accountable, and I've explained myself to them. What if I would have gotten in trouble even more, and then they're just lying about it all? You know what I mean?
Well, that's why we had that conversation.
Yep,
earlier.
and that's why you help me out.
Anybody of their rights.
Nope, you just have to blah blah blah. I know,
but
that's because an elected official abused their authority, and that they have power. Of their seat has power. Because they're an elected official.
Two partners earlier. No one got arrested.
Right? Yep.
We had a conversation.
Yep.
And we're good, right?
Was it a state trooper too that was here?
State trooper.
Nice. Who do you know who that was? That was a different one. Philip Brown. Nice. He was just here to try to help give you some backup support, whatever.
Substation.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh, okay, perfect. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they there's things, make copies or whatever.
Those guys have been pretty good over there. They're dispatchers, or I don't know what's going on, but they've cleared up some. Well, just gave me a little more faith,
Yeah, and we work together. I mean, that's why we were just filling each other.
So you'll hear some stuff through the state troopers then.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that cheers me up. So we're not at a loss. There's other routes we could go.
We're not like different.
But you can't police each other. You can't get each other in trouble. You can't investigate each other and stuff like that. Go after each other.
Attorney General's offices investigate police officers.
That's for people that don't know. Yep.
I mean, there's internal investigations that departments do on their own.
Yep.
But if it's a criminal nature, the Attorney General's office investigates.
Yep. So by me letting the sheriff know the things I've let him know, he should have let his internal investigation people know, right?
And again,
ethically,
I can't speak.
But ethically you would if you were the sheriff. You'd tell the investigative unit, hey, what's going on here?
What happens, but I can't. I'm not going to speak on.
I don't know what he did.
Any email?
They could be not telling the chief. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? These people might not tell the chief that I actually called. I don't know.
And I think
it could be lying.
And with counties,
that's the last benefit of doubt I'm giving him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Until he talks to me, I'm thinking that's him and his decision making to plead the fifth and hide behind his impunity.
So just for county police law enforcement, okay, in Oxford County, we're all deputy sheriffs. Okay, we're deputies, and I've done this job a long time. I got promoted to corporal, then the sergeant. I'm a sergeant. I'm still a deputy sheriff.
Either.
Okay? Okay. But we also have a chief deputy, and he's kind of is my boss. Okay, and then you have the elected sheriff, and that's Sheriff Wayne.
Urquhart's the chief or the sheriff deputy, or what's Tom Urquhart or something like that?
Chief Urquhart. I report to him. It's a chain of command.
Okay.
Okay. So if there's something that needs to be passed along, he is told. That's who I talk to.
So you'll tell Urquhart about this conversation too, or?
Oh, he'll know about it.
Okay. He'll know about this conversation, and then they could check the video.
What's that?
They could check the video, all my videos and everything, and look into.
So I will pass that along. What platform? This is Facebook.
This is Facebook, yes.
So
I also have a YouTube that things go on that the investigative unit could utilize.
Okay, so
and hold me accountable in a court of law. This is on. Oh, most likely, yes.
Okay, because I will
eventually, not right away.
It may be easier for them to look at the YouTube versus
Okay.
a Facebook if they're not friended and it was
I
private.
sent them all Facebook messages today as well.
Okay.
I didn't.
Well, it's nothing against anybody, but we
No, they could have had 1 billion today. I know, but they'll have it.
Yeah.
They got the information, the investigative unit,
so
to find my Facebook page and my live videos on Facebook.
yeah, just just if it's going to be on YouTube, what's your YouTube thing?
It's Vincent Carbone,
On
I believe.
YouTube.
Yes, I
I'll
gotta.
just put that. If you want to search the video, they can.
I've shared it too. I've shared it with them. But if you have you want to take my email down or something,
Well, what I will do is
or you guys have it. They have it.
we
They have
probably
my email.
Because
You just email me.
sent stuff to
Yeah, today as well too. Everybody,
But
every state agency
I
heard
will
from me
just-
today.
I will send an email to the sheriff and the chief about the conversation. If they want to view it, this is the platform to look at it, either Facebook.
And then they could inform me how I'm wrong. They could elaborate to me where I'm wrong and how I'm supposedly at fault here somehow. You see what I'm saying? Or they could try to defend those who clearly, evidently are at fault. And the videos clearly state that too, How could a selectman who swore an oath to uphold the code of ethics out here and inside confront me to a physical altercation? Step, instigate. When I told him I have mental health issues, I get trauma. You see, I get panic attacks, and it's from abuse of authority is my legit issue
Well,
with society. Abuse of authority is my mental health issue.
And I'll say it again to you: if you ever need anything and you're not in the right place or something and you need help, you can reach out to us.
Yep,
We'll
and
try to
now I know that I got
And
more
to the
faith. I'll
viewers
call
who are
911,
watching,
say, hey, I need help, man.
If you're
I
in
need
this
somebody to
area-
talk to.
If you're in this area or you're local, we are here to help.
I appreciate
We're
that.
not against you.
The only thing is, there's a miscommunication with the dispatcher's supervisor. She told me my concern with mental health is on hold. That's from the Oxford County dispatcher's supervisor. And I'm dealing with that with her boss as well in the Oxford County Commissioner's office. Donald.
Again, like I said, I can't speak for that.
No, I know. I'm just letting you know so that they know too. Not everybody knows that yet.
Because
But my concern with mental health is on hold, according to the dispatcher's supervisor, which is also elaborating to Donald McCormick about the harassment charge I'm putting on him, and then sending Donald McCormick to a 911 call that I called about trespassers on my land.
Okay.
And then he came for a different call that the dispatcher said it was something different. And after fueling him up about the harassment warning or the harassment statement that I'm putting in on McCormick was all upset, and we got into an altercation. You see what I'm saying?
And
McCormick and I.
okay.
But I'd like some communication and end that miscommunication with McCormick and I from the sheriff, because I'm a
Well,
citizen, and
That
there's
issue,
miscommunication
that's not
with a deputy.
That's not anybody I supervise.
Yep.
How we conduct things is
That's Matt Baker
I look
that
at-
supervises McCormick.
I have people assigned to me, deputies assigned to me that I'm responsible
Yeah.
for. So if you have a complaint on them, and someone calls in a complaint on Deputy X, well, it's assigned
So
to
if
me,
he was
I
if he
would
was
call.
assigned to you, you'd say, "Hey,
I would
McCormick,
know about it. I
what's
can't
going
speak-
on?"
Right,
You'd say at least what's going on here
yes.
with Vinnie Carbone and the
But he's not
miscommunication.
assigned to me,
Yep.
and, so
Just so I know that is an option, and that should be the policy and procedure of his sergeant.
and it should be the same all.
Yeah,
police
across the
sergeants.
board. That's why we're at a loss, because there's somewhere in between. There's miscommunication, so they're not on the same page.
With me, if it's something I can help you with,
Thank you. That's the
if
code
it's
of
something
ethics.
I can help you with, I'll help you. But if it's something I can't, I'm not going to lie to
Yep.
you and say, "Oh,
I haven't heard you lie to me about anything, but there is a miscommunication. And I don't know if you don't know all the laws. So they say ignorance of the law is no excuse, but that's only to a citizen. You know what I'm saying? How can we have all the laws known? So we're going to be ignorant of the law, but those who sworn to a code of ethics to oversee the poor should be finding that law to end the
that's why-
miscommunication.
In our earlier conversation,
You can't do it. You can't. You don't have enough time to research and do your due diligence on everything to save the
If
world.
there's anything, that's why
You got to do your job, and that's just about as much as you can do.
And when we need legal advice, we ask them.
Yep, Maine Municipals Association isn't part of you
For
guys.
citizens, you have an attorney. If you have,
Yeah.
if you're in an incident or a situation where you need legal advice, that's what attorneys are for.
Yeah, but municipalities aren't supposed to force a member of the legislative body to have to need one. They're supposed to offer mediation. You know what I mean, and clear up miscommunication.
Well, where I'm saying, and I know you can represent yourself, you know, on your own without an attorney, but
Pro se, yeah, 90% of people fail because of the tyrannical tactics to shut them up.
Like, it's the same thing.
Impunity
You
gets.
can fly a helicopter.
It's that language. It's that language.
Right.
You gotta reword it all.
You know, not legally, but they could try to fly an airplane.
La 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 la. Don't. No, I know. Yeah.
But if you want to go in an airplane, you probably should have a pilot. You know, on the trip, and that's what your attorney is. He's kind of
I hear
going
you.
through these things.
But you see where I'm coming from. We don't need an attorney to cost the town more litigation costs. You know how much money that's already costing now? And then when I sue the town, how much is that going to cost?
I understand that, but like
I don't want that.
Use the airplane thing.
But so like everybody's telling me I have no other choice but to sue my town. You see what I'm saying? That's the end result, that I have to sue my town. Some of the issues
that you brought up, that's the only direction that I can kind of nudge it towards. Hey, you got it, you know, that's
to clear up the miscommunication and figure out my own ethical way to utilize those funds to continue my civic engagement. That's what I'll do.
And that might be an attorney. That might be an attorney.
All right. I'll have to finish with that then. All right.
Okay, I got
I'll catch up with you. Thank you very much, Tango. Have a good one. All right, guys. So there we have it. We got some communication going, at least. Thankfully, Tim Ontango from the Oxford County Sheriff's Department, Sergeant Ontango, had some time to communicate, and we communicated very well. Hopefully, we could end the miscommunication amongst the municipalities and the select board. Get down to the bottom of it. Thanks, guys.